Thanks, Sully. Well, Jack Riewoldt, as we said, he's got one. Nick Riewoldt hasn't kicked a major yet. Game 3-3-6 for Nick. The AFL CEO, Gil McLachlan, he's a huge Security fan. There's no player he likes more than Nick Riewoldt. He and Nick sat down on Thursday to talk about family and footy.
Of the whole week, what's your favourite moment?
Oh, immediately after a win, where you get to share that time with your teammates, which is pretty fleeting. It might only last an hour or so, but then going home that night, sitting on the couch, a sense of satisfaction and knowing that it's at least a week until you have to put yourself through it all again from an anxiety and build-up point of view.
So 17 years, there's a sort of a rhythm to it. And the match day in the week, what are the things you're going to miss?
I've felt really composed the whole way through the press conference and running a lap last week at Etihad Stadium for my last home game. It was only when I looked down at the ground and just saw my footy boots while I was running that I thought, I'll probably get to step on the ground again, but this is the last time I'll ever be wearing footy boots doing what I do. And that was when it just washed over me, that thrill of the competition. The pre-game, right throughout my career, I've been an absolute mess. I get really anxious, so I'm not sure I'll miss that anxiety, but the actual...
Did you do all that running just to get rid of nerves?
Yeah, it became a bit of a monster. I think it started out just that way, just taking myself out of my comfort zone to feel mentally like I was ready to go out and compete. And
did that affect you beyond match day?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it affected the way I lived my life, the way I interacted with my family and people around me. And looking back, in retrospect, I wish I could have just enjoyed that time a little bit more. And that was just part of how I needed to be to get the best out of myself. I needed to be on the edge to perform really strongly. And I've been at the far end of the spectrum and that's really affected me. Not to the point of crippling me and affecting my performance, but I know it's been hard to live with me throughout that period because I get so wound up on game day.
When does it start?
Probably starts the day before. Yeah, around team meeting time the day before, and it's become far better since I got married and had kids and have more balance in my life, but for a long time it did consume me.
You had to have one highlight of your career and one low light. What are they?
Oh, the low lights are easy. Walking away without a flag is something that's going to sit with me forever. And while I wish the results were different and we did things differently, there aren't regrets.
So there's acceptance because you did everything?
Well, we did everything possible. The way the coaches prepared us throughout those periods, the way the players prepared and the way we cracked in on game day, that's all you can really do to give yourself the best opportunity. And if all that got us was close a few times, well then I can live with that. And the highlights are probably immediately preceding those, knowing that you're about to play in a premiership, and it's probably those periods that are the highlights, the shared experience. I'm really lucky that I played through two eras with great groups of guys where we had sustained success without achieving the ultimate, and we've got essentially premiership relationships without the medal.
Your premiership relationships, you get in a car to go down to the Warrnambool races and you've all got your mustard jackets and so on. Who are you taking with you?
Oh, well, it's a pretty big crew, so we'll probably need a minibus. So we'll have Lenny, we'll have Nick D'Alessano, Cozzy, Joey, Milne, Stephen Baker.
Who's driving?
Tomo and Ross might have to share the duties. we'll have co-pilots.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Ever the politician.
They actually, funny story from when Catherine and I got married, I think was the first time we'd ever seen them interact. And there was always this little bit of sort of tension between Grant and Ross. But at our wedding in Waco, it was almost the breaking of the bread, and there was about 20 of us St Kilda players all standing around in the middle of this wedding in Waco, just sitting there watching Grant Thomas and Ross Lyon have a beer together. It was a pretty good moment.